Hello, I am Libby Morris, Director of the Institute of Higher Education, and it is my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the faculty to our annual Student Awards ceremony. Today, we will recognize 4 outstanding students, and we will celebrate the lives, accomplishments, and legacies of the people for whom these awards are named. I'd like to begin by thanking you, friends and family of the students, for what you have meant to them personally and to their educational journeys. I would like to thank the faculty, staff, and fellow students for their contributions to our academic mission and educational excellence. You create and sustain our community of scholars. Thank you also goes to the alumni, friends, and colleagues who have made donations to our student scholarship funds. Without your generosity, these awards would not be possible. Now it is my privilege to introduce our first award and talk about Professor Tom Dyer, the man for whom this award is named. The Thomas G. Dyer Outstanding Dissertation Research Award, first awarded in 2016, is given annually to a doctoral student who is pursuing rigorous original scholarship in the field of higher education. This award is designed to support excellence in the study of higher education through doctoral research. Eligible students will have completed their comprehensive qualifying exams and be in the early stages of dissertation research. This award is named in honor and memory of university professor, Director of the Institute of Higher Education, Professor of Higher Education and History, and longtime University of Georgia Administrator, Thomas G. Dyer. Tom was a beloved mentor, colleague, and friend. Anna Dyer, Tom's wife, is a treasured part of our IHE family. As some of you may know, Anna recently moved to California to be near her daughter Elizabeth, son-in-law Cash, and grandson Tommy. We look forward to Anna's visits back to the East Coast and to the Institute of Higher Education. Now, Professor Rob Takushian will introduce our 2020 recipient of the Thomas G. Dyer Outstanding Dissertation Research Award.
Hello, everyone. It's with great pleasure that I'm able to introduce Hee-Jung Gong as this year's recipient of the Thomas G. Dyer Outstanding Dissertation Award. I'm very sorry that we're not able to give this award in recognition in person this year, thank you COVID-19, because Hee-Jung is so deserving of recognition. Hee-Jung's dissertation is titled The Iron Triangle of College Admission, an empirical study of early admission policy implementation and its consequences in four-year colleges and universities in the US. As you know, early admissions and early decision programs have grown substantially across US higher education in the past 10 to 15 years, and yet we do not fully understand how and why these programs have evolved and the costs and benefits of these programs to students and their institutions. Hee-Jung is in the process of applying advanced statistical techniques to examine these kinds of issues, and her research has the potential to shape how we think about these programs. In addition, Hee-Jung has been heavily involved in a number of other research projects during her time here at the Institute. In fact, it would be hard to find another student who has initiated and worked on so many different projects. I have worked with Hee-Jung on research projects, including the effective participation in TRIO programs, on early interest in higher education, another study in which students have lower expectations and aspirations for college and how this affects their college search, and finally a third study on whether the implementation of performance-based funding results in changes in the financial health of colleges and universities. And these are just a few of the projects where we have collaborated. There are many more in which she's been working with other students and faculty. Hee-Jung is an extremely hardworking, dedicated student who quietly goes about her work and, as they say in Hamilton, gets the job done. She has also served as a teaching assistant in several classes at the Institute and has been very helpful to many students. I've yet to see her without a smile on her face, and her sunny attitude is contagious. maybe even more contagious than COVID, pardon the expression. We all look forward to the completion of her dissertation and to see where her career takes her from here. Congratulations, Hee-jung. Well done.
Hello, everyone. It is a great honor to receive the Thomas G. Dyer Outstanding Dissertation Research Award this year. To receive this award means so much to me, and it motivates me to keep moving forward in achieving my academic goals. I'd like to thank the IHE faculty, staff, and peers who have encouraged me along this journey. Specifically, I'd like to thank my advisor and dissertation chair, Dr. Takushian. Without his support and guidance, I could not have conducted a variety of studies I'm working on and have this achievement. Also, I'm grateful to my dissertation committee, Dr. Hearn, Dr. Nass, and Dr. Stitch as well. I'd also like to thank Anna Dyer, Paul Baker, Sam Cash, Dr. Hearn, Debbie Knox, Tim Lasring, Zoe Moon, Dr. Nass, and Teresa Wright, who generously contributed to this year's Dyer Award Fund. With this award, I hope that my ongoing doctoral dissertation funded by the ARA NSF grant, which involves studying early admission policies, can provide empirical knowledge to better understand the contextual policy environment and its consequences. I hope this research has the potential to advance equity and excellence for institutions and students in higher education. Again, I really appreciate all of your support and help with this award. I will keep on my work and hope my research contributes to the IHE and to the field of higher education. I hope that everyone stays safe and that the rest of 2020 is happy for all of you. Thank you.
The J. Douglas Toma Excellence in Scholarship and Service Award has been presented annually since 2016 to a student who combines a strong record of academic achievement with commitment to the professional field. In making its determination, the committee considers the student's academic achievement and his or her service to the profession, as noted by institutional engagement and/or service to the profession. The award is named in honor and memory of J. Douglas Toma, Professor of Higher Education and founder of the Institute of Higher Education's Executive Doctoral Program in Higher Education Management. Professor Toma was committed to developing scholars and leaders in American and international higher education. Linda Botwin normally presents this award in memory of her husband. Linda is a graduate of our doctoral program, a wonderful supporter of the Institute, and as some of you may know, she recently left UGA to join Emory University. Professor Greg Walniak will introduce the 2020 recipient of the J. Douglas Toma Award for Excellence in Scholarship and Service.
Hello, everybody. It is my sincere pleasure to congratulate Matt Gregory for receiving this year's Doug Toma Excellence in Scholarship and Service Award. This award recognizes exceptional IHE students on the basis of their record of academic achievement, institutional engagement, and service to the higher education profession. Matt now joins a legacy of exceptional IHE students who received this award in past years. Now, a brief word about Matt. In fact, he and I arrived at UGA at the same time. It so happens that my first contact with Matt occurred early in 2018 as I was preparing my own move down south to join the Institute. At that time, Matt's record was clearly impressive based on his prior graduate training and his professional experience working in institutional research. And I'm just simply glad I did no harm in the recruitment process. Though I must add, I think the most effective aspect in convincing Matt to join IHE was less about my own record or those of other faculty member than it was about the rather funny coincidence that I realized he and I were both competitive swimmers during college. And while I could not guarantee that Matt's time as a doctoral student would always be easy or smooth, I could with confidence promise him that it would be more enjoyable than early morning practice during the winter months, especially in places like Michigan, and more fun, clearly, than staring at the black line at the bottom of a pool during countless hours of practice. So it worked. Thankfully, Matt chose IHE, and we have ever since been reaping the rewards of having such a dedicated student within our community. In Matt's first 2 years at IHE, he has already done a tremendous amount of work across several of my own research projects, most notably carrying a very heavy workload on a large grant from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. To this, Professor Knapp can also attest. He has also presented his own research at conferences ranging from ASH to AERA. He has also been very actively engaged at IHE. In fact, he served on the technology committee, and he has coordinated the Students Research Roundtable and the Journal Club series. I could go on and on about how great it is to have Matt in our ranks and how much he is doing and his promising trajectory that he is on. But instead of doing that, I will simply raise a glass because it's after 5 p.m. I promise it really is. So raising a glass to Matt, and simply let me give a heartfelt cheers. Congratulations. Keep up the great work. You deserve this. And we look very much forward to many more years, not too many, a few more years of having you at IHE. Congratulations, Matt.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to my apartment in Athens. Because of the unique format of this award ceremony, I'm going to attempt to keep my comments short and sweet. First, I'd like to thank Dr. Wolniak for his kind remarks. While I haven't heard them yet, I appreciate his kind words. I'd also like to acknowledge Dr. Wolniak and thank him for his mentorship and guidance throughout my time at IHE as my major professor. I'd like to thank the family of Dr. Toma and the selection committee for choosing me to receive this award. I'd like to thank the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, whose grant I was supported on for my first 2 years here at the Institute. While on that grant, I had the opportunity to work with a few folks who I'd also like to acknowledge. Those include President Emeritus of the university, Dr. Chuck Knapp, as well as the folks at the Seelig Center for Economic Growth and the Terry College of Business. I'd like to thank IHE donors Joy Blanchard, Chad Quintero-Poles, Kathy Farr, Adam Starrett, and Teresa Wright for their generous contribution to this award. I would also like to acknowledge the former institutions that I attended or worked for as both a student and a professional. Those include Hope College, Michigan State University, Emory University, and Northern Kentucky University. I'd like to thank the IHE faculty for creating a collaborative and stress-free learning environment, and the IHE staff for all of their hard work. They are the true unsung heroes of the Institute. I'd like to thank my classmates and colleagues at the Institute. And finally, I'd like to acknowledge my family, particularly my parents, who, because of the events of this last year, who have put up with me living with them for 3 months this summer and 2 months during the upcoming holidays. I'm truly grateful for them letting me mooch off of them. In closing, I would be remiss as a former public health professional to not remind you all to keep washing your hands, wearing a mask, and getting a flu shot. Thank you again for this award. Stay well and stay healthy, and I hope to see you all again real soon.
This is the third year for the Libby V. Morris Leadership Award. This award recognizes a student who shows potential for leadership in colleges and universities, and who fosters a commitment to the land-grant missions of instruction, research, and public service. It is noteworthy that our alumni serve in important leadership positions across colleges and universities nationwide, including positions as vice presidents, deans, directors, and presidents, to name a few. I'm honored to work in the Institute with such outstanding students and alumni. Professor Tim Kane will introduce the 2020 recipient of the Morris Leadership Award.
I'm very happy to help honor Erin Leach, the 2020 recipient of the Libby V. Morris Leadership Award. The Morris Leadership Award recognizes a student who shows potential for leadership in colleges and universities, and who fosters a commitment to the land-grant missions of instruction, research, and public service. There could not be a more fitting recipient. Erin has demonstrated significant leadership at IHE, at the University of Georgia more broadly, and in national, professional, and academic settings. Demonstrative of her commitment to service and leadership are the roles that Erin has taken on while serving as a librarian in special collections here at UGA. In addition to her many responsibilities working with researchers, formulating policies and procedures, cataloging rare books, etc., she currently serves as the vice chair of the Faculty Advisory Board for the library and the chair of both its Salary and Work-Life Group and the Ad Hoc Committee on New Libraries Faculty Onboarding. Nationally, she is currently or has served as the chair or co-chair for 6 different committees of divisions or sections of the American Library Association, while being a member of many others. Closer at home, Erin has been the president of the Higher Education Student Society, the student representative to the Graduate Programs Committee, and a member of the Fincher Library Committee, all while serving as a mentor to and advocate for other students. Of course, this award is about much more than such leadership roles. A student would not receive it without being highly successful in the academic arena, and Erin certainly is. In addition to her many conference papers, some of which she has even let me be a co-author on, Erin recently published a piece in Qualitative Inquiry called The Fractured Eye, an autoethnographic account of a part-time doctoral student's experience with scholarly identity formation. It is a boundary-pushing piece, indeed set of pieces, that demonstrates her scholarly voice. As I stated at the outset, the Libby V. Morris Award goes to a student who fosters a commitment to the land-grant missions. Erin does more than that. Her dissertation research, on which she is now embarking, is examining how land-grant universities in the South adopted these missions, for what purposes, and for whose benefits. In essence, she is studying how Southern land-grants became land-grants as we currently think of them. I've been fortunate to work and write with Erin Leach over the past few years, and we're very fortunate to have her as part of our IHE community. There are many, many good things ahead for her in her career. I hope that she recognizes this award as an indication of such. Congratulations, Erin.
Hi, my name is Erin Leach, and I am honored and humbled to accept the Libby V. Morris Leadership Award for 2020. Thank you so much to Dr. Kane for that warm introduction. I'm so honored to receive the Libby V. Morris Leadership Award because I joined past recipients Charles Sanchez and Justin Jeffrey, both of whom have made an impact on the Institute of Higher Education and who have already and will continue to make an impact on the field of higher education. I'm also so humbled to receive an award named after Dr. Morris, the Institute's director. Dr. Morris's distinguished career and commitment to higher education are an inspiration to me and to many others. I would like to thank the faculty and alumni whose generous support of the Institute of Higher Education makes this award possible. I would specifically like to thank Joy Blanchard, Eric Ness, Teresa Wright, and Maywa Z for their support. Your support of IHE truly makes a difference, and I can only hope that the scholarship I create as a result of your generous support makes you proud. I would also like to thank the faculty of IHE, specifically Dr. Amy Stitch and Dr. Tim Kane. Dr. Stitch arrived at IHE at a time when I was beginning to explore qualitative inquiry, and her generous mentorship has helped me grow and develop confidence. And Dr. Kane? Well, I've been told to keep my remarks brief, so there's not enough time for me to tell you how much of an impact Dr. Kane has made on my life. From the time I arrived at IHE, Dr. Kane has been a fierce advocate, a generous mentor, and a genuine role model. Over the past 3 years, he's offered wise counsel and invited me to collaborate on research projects. I am fortunate that he has agreed to chair my dissertation committee. Sorry, Dr. Kane, but you're stuck with me for a few more years. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge my IHE classmates. The Institute of Higher Education has the most amazing students. I'm always amazed at the work they're doing and the ideas that they share in class. I would specifically like to acknowledge Sean Baser, Lindsay Hammond, Derek Fink, Phil Adams, Josh Patterson, and Melissa Watley for being my people. They're my biggest cheerleaders, my co-authors, the people I workshop my ideas with, and some of the best people I know. I would be remiss if I didn't also acknowledge some people outside of IHE. Thank you to my parents for always supporting me and for always believing that doctoral education was part of my journey. Thank you to my husband, Matthew, for believing in me, supporting me, and for picking up the slack when I needed to focus on my classes. Thank you to my colleagues at the UGA libraries for being accommodating of my schedule and for always being interested in what I'm working on. Thank you to my friend Rachel, a really great librarian who was my original co-author and co-conspirator. And finally, thank you to my friend Michelle, who is also a great librarian and who believes in me wholeheartedly and sees my success as her own. So I want to end with this. I've done my best in my career as a librarian and my time as a graduate student to show up in spaces as my whole self, with kindness and curiosity. I think it's easy for us to believe as graduate students that everyone has it together but us, and that feeling of being an imposter can keep us from showing up authentically and taking risks. I've tried to lead by example, showing up with kindness and curiosity, taking risks, and failing as often as I succeed. My hope is that in doing so, I demonstrate to those around me that even when you aren't the best at everything, and even when you don't get it right the first time, showing up and taking risks means you've already succeeded. I so appreciate the faculty at IHE, my friends and classmates, and my family for making a safe space for me to show up as my whole self and to take risks. And I am so, so grateful to have won the Libby V. Morris Leadership Award. Thank you.
The Zell and Shirley Miller Fellowship Award is awarded annually to a doctoral student of high promise in the Institute of Higher Education. In making its determination, the faculty take into account the scholarly potential of the candidate, together with an assessment of his or her academic record and professional achievement. The fellowship was established in 2005 to support doctoral study of significant issues in the field of higher education. The fellowship honors the former Georgia governor and his wife and recognizes the impact of Zell and Shirley on higher education in Georgia. Professor Rob Takushian will introduce the 2020 recipient of the Zell and Shirley Miller Fellowship.
Hello, everyone. I am very pleased to be able to introduce this year's recipient of the Institute's Zell and Shirley Miller Fellowship, Jennifer May Trifoletti. I know that it's very disappointing that because of the coronavirus and pandemic, we're not able to celebrate the wonderful accomplishments of our students in person this year. However, this should in no way diminish the significance of these accomplishments. And I'm happy to see that we're able to celebrate online. On the brighter side, I don't have to see everyone suffering through my bad jokes this way. There's no way that I can really adequately capture the terrific job that Jennifer has done in our PhD program. Given everything that she has accomplished, I think many in the Institute are probably surprised that she hasn't already received this recognition. Her dissertation itself is a very ambitious and thorough examination of issues relating to the evolution and mission of community colleges in the United States. Jennifer's dissertation will consist of 3 separate yet interrelated studies on this topic. I believe that each one of these will eventually be publishable in leading academic journals in the field. Now, as many of you know, Jennifer and her husband, Paul, were a bit preoccupied this past year, as Paul was a contestant on a rather well-known game show. Regardless of the time and stress that was involved in preparing for the game show and participating, Jennifer was never in jeopardy of not succeeding in all of her many academic pursuits. In addition to her dissertation, she has worked with several faculty members on research projects, participated on a number of papers at leading academic conferences, and assisted faculty with teaching their classes. As if this wasn't enough, she's also among the first to offer help, support, guidance, and a smile to younger students in the program as they work their way through the material in their different courses. Jennifer has a very promising career ahead of her, and we should all look forward to seeing how she will help shape the future in our field. If the Institute were ever to hold a tournament of champions, I'm sure that Jennifer would be among those invited to compete. Congratulations, Jennifer. Well deserved.
I am honored to be the 2020-2021 recipient of the Zell and Shirley Miller Fellowship. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank those who have supported this award, as well as those who have supported me during my time at IHE. First, thank you to the Miller family for your commitment and service to education, and to all who have contributed to this award in their name. I would like to thank the IHE faculty for selecting me to receive this award. I have been so fortunate to be able to study with faculty members who are not only accomplished researchers, but are also excellent teachers and caring individuals. A special thank you to my major professor, Dr. Takushian, for your encouragement, guidance, humor, and state a table code. A special thank you as well to Dr. Hearn for your excellent mentorship and for the opportunities I've had as your research assistant. I would also like to extend my appreciation to Dr. Kane for the time, effort, and conversation in our independent study that led directly to my dissertation topic. I'm grateful to the IHE staff for the work they do behind the scenes to support us as graduate students. And I'm especially grateful to Megan Holloway for your friendship, kindness, and wisdom. Finally, I would not be able to succeed in graduate school without the support of my family, especially my parents, Kathy and Ken, my in-laws, Carmen and Sal, and my husband, Paul. Last year at this time, when I received the Dyer Award, I thanked my husband for his support of my education and my career, and I expressed hope that someday he would fulfill his dream of competing on Jeopardy! A few weeks later, he was invited to appear on the show and went on to win 5 games. In that spirit, Paul, I hope they invite you to the Tournament of Champions and that you win on a clue about higher education. Thank you again to everyone who has supported me and continues to support me in this program.
Thanks to all of you who have viewed the presentation of these 2020 awards. Congratulations to the student award winners. And I hope to see all of you in person next year. In the meantime, please stay in touch with a call or email. We miss all of you.